What is up, everybody? Solomon here. Super excited to say that we have Daniel Keller at Eminence CTO, and one of the main products within Eminence is Casino Coin. Daniel, would love for you to give a little bit of a background of yourself and Casino Coin, and you guys have some major announcements coming down the pike, and we might have a little bit of a teaser for you with a new product coming out on Casino Coin as well.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Also super excited. Let me make this real quick because we're repeating this all the time. So for those who don't know, Casino Coin is an issued token on the Xrpl. Our main product is the Casino Coin lobby, where we list casinos we're partnered with, where you can deposit in Casino Coin, giving you some of the best bonuses available. That's what we aim for, and that's where the strength is of the project. The best example for that would be our recent stuff we did with JustBit. If you coming through the lobby via our affiliate links, JustBit is giving you a 10% rake back on top of everything else. What that means is you deposit, just a quick example, you deposit $100. Sadly, you lose all that $100. You're getting a platform-based rake back, which is between 0 to 10%. And then on top of that, you're going to get a 10% for all your CSC deposits. So in an ideal case, you get like 20% back. That's on top of all other bonuses they offer. So that's the kind of thing we're trying to do. Why is that super exciting? Well, most platforms have some sort of VIP level, right? You need to get there, which means you need to wager a certain amount and then rise through the levels. If you're coming in as a CSC player, you're pretty much better off than every other VIP player on the platform, unless you're with them for years. So the other main platform we're partnering or we're using to do a lot of stuff, and the P2P bet stuff we're going to show off today is rockandrollercasino.com. Check it out via the lobby. The guys are super awesome, doing a lot of stuff tailored to the Xrpl because we're pushing them a lot to do stuff. So yeah, that's the really quick rundown.
That's fantastic. And I mean, just for the audience out there that might be watching this video, I mean, Casino Coin, originally kind of a fork of the Xrpl. You guys have been here for such a long amount of time, building on the XRP Ledger, supporting the XRP Ledger, really kind of facilitating that ledger growth as well. I should mention briefly before we get into the teaser and sneak peek, and I wanted to say thank you guys so much for allowing me to do this on my channel. Also integrations within Flare coming down the pike and Flare Networks, Casino Coin NFTs within the Casino Coin lobby recently being announced as well. Kind of a metaverse aspect with some of the other NFT projects within the XRP Ledger with XRP Junkies. But that's not why we're here today. We're here today so that you guys can give a teaser and a sneak peek of this peer-to-peer platform that you guys have put together. And I'm going to let you kind of run with this, Daniel. This is going to be your show, and just show us what you guys have built and what you guys are going to be releasing. Super excited, and thank you again.
Yeah, thanks for allowing us to do that. Well, I prepared something for the audience, just really quick feedback, so I don't want to bore people. One of the major problems around the globe is having so many different jurisdictions, which puts a lot of limitations on the stuff you can legally do when it comes to crypto and gambling, right? So one of our biggest pain points is we don't have anything for US customers, right? Don't want to get into this too much again, because I've spoken about this in the past weeks. So we were thinking about what could be a solution allowing people to use Casino Coin as well as XRP and maybe some of the other tokens to do something. And what happens a lot, especially when blokes have a few beers, is they're doing stupid bets, right? So I bet I get that girl's phone number, or I bet the XRP price will be 50 cents end of today, or I bet I can hold my breath for 5 minutes, whatever, right? Sometimes you have that friend who's always blasting shit out all the time, but never honors his loss. So, or you want to bet with someone on the internet, right? And you want to see them put their money where their mouth is. So now we got you covered for this. I'm going to share my screen. So what I have prepared right here is that's two instances of Sum. Both are funded with XRP and CSC. We have this little X app right here, which is called P2P Bets. I'm going to start it up on both of the instances.
I bet the federal government buys back XRP at $30,000 a coin in 6 months.
Yeah. I'm happy to put up a bet for this, right? So the next person claiming they have all the insights and all the sources, and a little bird told them something, right?
Yeah.
Put your money where your mouth is with this. Just gonna give a brief description on what you see on your screen, and then we can go through the process of creating a bet and then just have an outcome. Just want to stress this out. This is a very early version. What we usually do is we have a roadmap for a product and what we want to see in version 1. So we build all the stuff. That's what we did with non-fungible, which was technically ready after 8 weeks, but then we ended in this series of, oh, we want to add stuff, right? Oh, this feature would be cool. This feature would be cool. I don't want to do it the same way this time. What I want to do this time is we're going to ship the bare minimum version of functionality, and we're going to see how people react to it and what they probably want or expect from the tool. And you can already see some conversations about that on Twitter where people are like, oh yeah, we could build an Oracle and ship the results, and we should pull in data for sports events like football via an API, all that kind of stuff. Just want to say we're listening to all the ideas. A couple of them are pretty good. A couple of them won't work, right? So we can't turn this into a sports book for legal reasons. We would need a license. All the boring legal stuff I usually talk about for hours all the time. So the idea is this is P2P, player to player, right? So we're going to give you a platform where you can create a bet. Then you both figure out what the outcome is. You declare your win or your loss or your tie, which is an option as well. And then you get your payout. So let me just go over this real quick. We're going to focus on the left side of the application for now. So when you open this up, you get a little bit of information, what's currently going on, how many bets are available that could be taken, how many live bets are available, and what's the total wager of bets we're currently pushing through the system. The numbers here are a bit off of what you see. This says there are available bets of 3, but I only have 2. That's because the left one is my main test account, and that's getting abused a lot. So some of the bets that are technically available have been created by this account, and therefore I can take my own bets, right? So got a banner from the entity that's actually operating P2P bets, because we're just coding it. Rock and Roller is operating that. They're also in charge of the escrow accounts.
Now this is a service, Daniel, and I'm sorry to interject real quick, but I mean, since this is Rock and Roller's product that they're releasing, and you guys are helping to facilitate that product through coding, is this something that could be integrated into other platforms that you guys might be looking to work with down the line, other clients, things like that?
Yeah, totally. What we actually already have on the roadmap is, and I want to get this done as soon as possible, turning this into a browser application, right? So you can run this inside a browser and then hook this up with like something like Google Connect or MetaMask.
Awesome.
So it's not limited to this, because we had the initial idea and we wanted to allow token escrow on the Xrpl. However, the amendment is not ready. It's up for review. I think 3 weeks ago I was talking about that on Twitter and tried to get more people to put up some pressure to get this done. The process for something like this is between 3 to 6 months, right? And we don't want to sit back for another 6 months waiting on token escrow, and then we would have to wait on NFT escrow, because one of the next stages will be people can bet their NFTs.
Okay.
Right. So I'm putting up, I don't know, an agent from Xpector. You're gonna put something up from Junkies, and then whoever loses gets the other person's NFT. Another thing is like bragging bets, where just one party puts up the collateral, right? And the other one is like, oh, prove me wrong, and I give you my NFT or $10 or whatever, right?
Yep.
So the usual stuff people do on that drug, but don't gamble when you. So back to this, we're doing some easy categories like general sports events abilities. If that just makes it easy for people to browse bets. How this technically works is, if you and me, if we would have a bet, we would let each other know we're doing this bet, right? Bets can be private, so no one else can take them. But maybe people are like, well, I want to bet on something, and this one is teasing me. the price prediction for XRP, right? I'm going to take this. So you see what's available. You can go through and see what's available. Someone from the team put up Manchester City will win the Champions League. I don't know about that, but don't want to make too much enemies. You have an overview of your own bets. They're all color coded depending on their status. I'm not quite sure if the latest change is put in by now. There will be a little explanation of what the different color means. Technically, this one means it's active, so both sides paid something in, we're just waiting for the outcome. You can see bets you created, which this account doesn't, and what you have accepted. And then you have a history of bets you have taken.
Now you mentioned previously that you could use XRP within the betting aspect. You could use Casino Coin within the betting aspect. There was an interesting discussion on a Twitter space, recently where everybody wants XRP volumes and the XRPL volumes to explode through the roof.
Yeah,
but nobody wants to do anything, and nobody wants to use their XRP or use their assets within the digital asset space. So this, to me, is very interesting because this actually gets people to start using some of their assets instead of just like, and this isn't saying that you have to gamble or have to do things like this, but it at least gets that flow of these assets in a way that they're actually being utilized instead of just sitting in a wallet like idly and then nobody wondering why volumes are going up.
So I mean, we have been in spaces discussing exactly that, right? And I'm someone who says, well, put your coins to use. And if some people might say, well, I just bought them and I bank on the fact this is going to go to $1, whatever, this is going to make me rich, whatever, right? That's correct, right? If you want to drive the ecosystem forward, I think it's a good thing that you use some of your funds. So let's take Xrpl merch, for example, right? So I ordered all at like T-Bone, who's doing the Thai project, which is doing all this dog tags and ArcPlate and that stuff. If they offer me an XRP payment and I'm going to buy something anyways, I can now easily on-ramp with some cash into XRP. So I buy some XRP and then I spend the XRP, right? So you don't have to spend all your holdings, but you can easily always get some play money and then do something which helps the project and helps the developer, because now they're getting statistics where they can be like, look, people actually using that, right?
Yep.
If you want to be a holder, that's totally fine, but you're not getting a lot of people into your ecosystem doing stuff when there is no sign of usage, right? And that's the biggest problem from my point of view. But let's go through the process of creating a quick bet. So how you start off is you have to describe what your bet is, right? And that's already one of the biggest issues that will come with the app, where people will end up arguing about what is the actual bet and what did we actually mean. What we want to add later is something like where you can add a link like to a tweet, right? So some additional reference. We might increase the description field to more characters for more complex stuff, but like the example you have seen in the available bets according with the CMC stuff here on the right, I think that's a example for a pretty good bet. It's exactly explaining what the conditions are. The price of XRP have to be 50 cents, end of a specific date, in a specific time zone, reported on a specific platform, right? For general stuff, I think that's a perfect example. Another good and easy thing is, oh, my sports team is winning against yours, right? There is not much of debate if did this happen or not.
Sure.
So we can put in a bet that says, just let's make something up. I bet Sundown will be at 8 p.m. in Germany on 30/05/23 reported on weather.com, right? Just to keep the example straight. I'm not even sure if they do that. My Garmin watch, for example, is giving me a rough idea about sundown. So what is it? I can pick whatever I want. I will probably say, yeah, that's kind of an event. Let's make an event. I could make this a private bet. That means the bet is created, but I have to specify an account. While you can share the bet with the world, so everyone can see the content of the bet, no one else other than the specified account is able to take it. Right? That's a great example for stuff that happens on Twitter where someone says, oh, I bet that this is going to happen. Like, oh, yeah, this famous lawsuit is going to, the emails from Hinman are dropping on day X, right? And then someone says, oh, that's never going to happen. And then I'll be like, yeah, put your money where your mouth is. And then in order to make sure we're getting the right account, I could put an account ID in here. The other option that's probably best for sport stuff, you can allow a tie, right? If there is no clear outcome, which can happen to some things. But let's assume we're just making an easy one with a yes or no option. And I say I'm going to bet 5 XRP or CSC. What we can do, let's do CSC. We're going to do not 5, we're going to do 10,000. And then I have to declare an end time for the bet. That means at that specific time, the creator and the taker will be able to declare win or lose.
Okay.
In order to make this in a way that we can demonstrate this in a decent way, I'm just gonna set the time in 3 minutes, 1841, right? Doesn't make sense for the bet, but just to have the flow. So I create a bet. The bet creation costs you 1 XRP flat, right? That's what we charge. Handling transaction fees, blah, blah, blah. Actually, this is a service, and the idea is to have revenue, and I think 40 cents or 45 cents or whatever 1 XRP is right now is fair for the service that's provided. So now the bet is created and is ready to be taken. So currently the flow is you manually have to go in and then say, I want to create the escrow, which means you have to deposit the 10,000 you want to put up.
Yep.
There's an argument about cutting this down, but I think this is probably good because what happens with people like me, we tweet something and then we read this 5 times and then we hit tweet and then we figured out, oh, I just did a mistake, right? So you want an option to fix this. So you're going to say, create the escrow if everything is fine. You just accept that. You put that in. Waiting for it to be verified. So, and now the bet is ready to be taken. So keep in mind, this is not on the available bets simply because I created a bet. It wouldn't make sense if I take my own bet, right? However, it's in my things here. So I hope the refresh issue is fixed. Yeah. So now the bet is here and the other person can take it. I have to hurry up a bit because we just gave it 3 minutes and I was talking for too long.
Yeah.
Let me take this. Okay. Now bet is created. The bet taker has taken it. It's going green. You have a little timer here that tells you when the bet is ending. We're currently working a bit on getting refreshment, the refresh functionality working properly. So stuff is updating in real time, or at least every 10 seconds, right? So you don't have to pull this down all the time. Now we have 19 seconds till this is left, till this is ready to be declared.
Now, whenever somebody creates the bet, are you guys going to have a timer on how long their bet is kind of available to be taken, or is that just going to kind of run in perpetuity until somebody takes it or doesn't take it?
Well, yeah. So what we do is we declare a time frame until when the bet can be declared. We're currently adding the process that we say, and that's probably something for like sports, where we say a event is starting at 8 p.m. and you want to make sure the bet is taken until then. So we're going to give you the option of saying, well, this bet is open to be taken till 8 p.m. and the outcome can be declared at 10 p.m.
And multiple, as many. So let's say that I create a bet for. All right, so the Stanley Cup playoffs in the United States are going on right now. Let's say that I bet that Vegas is going to win the series, in 4 games or whatever it is. Multiple people can take that bet against what I've put out, correct? It's not just one individual, or is it just one individual for now?
In the first version, it's just 1 versus 1.
Okay.
Right?
Just peer to peer. Yep.
Yeah, if people want more features, and that's what I said earlier. Look, we're putting this out, and then we see how many people are going to use that. And if we see a lot of people using that, and then we're getting like 100 requests of, oh, we want to have odds, we want to have like multi-party bets, which is still player versus player technically. We can add that, right?
And eventually down the line with Rock and Rolla, this being their platform that they're launching, that you guys are helping to code, obviously, they could probably expand out the use case, and in a regulatory clear way.
Yeah, that's the idea.
And however they want to do it down the line, as long as they're being, concise with with the regulations, everything else, and making sure they're adherent.
When we started up talking about this, people were immediately like, "Oh yeah, you can plug in an API and then you can pull in sports results, right? And then the system can declare a winner or loser."
Yeah.
Well, that makes you a sportsbook, right?
Yeah,
so we want to keep
exactly.
the P2P. However, what we could do is, and we're having conversations about that, we're going to create something like an oracle. So we're feeding data into that oracle, and then the oracle is giving you a suggested outcome, which is like, based on data available to the platform thinks that's the result. However, people still have to declare a win or a loss, right? So it's peer-to-peer. Another problem for disputes, and that one is finished, right?
Sure,
so
yeah.
for quite a while. So I'll just say, oh, we're assuming it's 8 p.m., right? So, okay, that didn't happen. Sundown was actually at 7, right? So I declare loss. So the other party now has the option to declare the win, right? That's the combination of we agree on the outcome.
Yeah.
If the screen on the left would have said, I win, and the right screen is now the loser and doesn't agree with that, he could have said dispute result. What we then, and that will have to be coded, but we have the option already in, we can then say, well, we can't agree on a result. We need something to be a judge for this, right? The idea then is you invite someone else by sharing the bet with them, giving them the ability to say, well, here's the bet. I reviewed the outcome. I say A or B did win. Still is, it's like a judge or a referee, right? So, because it's like, in terms of when you have an escrow provider for a deal that is securing your transaction, you can now use a judge or referee to have this like third party neutral judgment about an outcome. This is, it gets kind of tricky here, right? Because people will argue about stuff that it's like, oh, I can hold my breath for 5 minutes, and then someone will say, but you took a breath at 4 minutes, 59 seconds, right? And here's a video, but then you can say, well, I trust Solomon so much. I want him to be the judge. The other party agrees to the judge, right? There needs to be consensus again. You're reviewing the video proof, and then you say, well, this side is the winner, and then the payout happens.
Yeah, so, I mean, even down the line, it'd be really cool, like as you guys flush this out and continue developing these aspects for clients, involving in a wider breadth of the community to try to decentralize out that judging process for disputes and figuring out ways that would work, potentially rewarding them or how, whatever would shake out down the line. But this all looks really great, Daniel.
Yeah. So let's finish this. So remember, the left side declared a loss. The right side now can declare a win. So the bet's now settled. And if no one is playing on the API, which it seems they do, we're going to give it a minute. you would see your 10,000 CSC coming in, right? Because how this works is both sides have to put up the pot because you don't know who the winner will be.
Yep.
Right. And then the payout happens in real time. I think they're playing on this. Even I told them not to play on this, but
no, I get it though. I mean, because both sides go into the escrow, you would obviously kind of you would see the reciprocation at the end.
yeah, let's let's continue the conversation for 5 minutes, and I'll just nudge them and be like, stop playing on my stuff. Because we just tested this 1 minute and I said, no one plays around on this. Don't do anything on the back
There you
end.
go.
There it is.
Yeah, 20,000
Right.
casino.
So it's obviously 20,000 because you put up 10, right? Your side of the bet, and you're taking the pot from the other person. So.
Yep. And I think that's
Ooh.
super reasonable as well. I mean, with the the fee aspect, even if if it's one XRP or whatever that shakes out to be. So do you guys have the capability or are you monitoring which assets are being used to put up for bets, whether it be Casino Coin or XRP? Are those fees going to kind of be stagnant within like right now it's like 40 or 50 cents or whatever, 50 cents, whatever one XRP is right now. As the price of XRP goes up or down, do you guys fluctuate your fees as the price of Casino Coin goes up or down to make that kind of or what's the plan around that for fees for actual users?
Yeah, so the plan for now is to keep the fee at 1 XRP. However, if 1 XRP is $2, it doesn't make any sense, right? So I would assume that once the price is going higher than $1, we have to look at the fee. So there will be a safeguard in, let's say overnight the price is spiking, everyone is sleeping, then the system will regulate the fee down. I don't want to take more than an XRP, but I think trying to detach a bit from the USD value, which is quite funny. I know me saying that because you have the USD value up here, right? So I think 1 XRP, even if XRP is $1, is a fair price, right? This is a service, right? It needs to be coded. Someone needs to run this. So yeah, $1 is fine. And then we don't charge anything on the amount you're betting, right? If you're betting $5 or $100, we don't care.
Yeah,
right? We're not taking anything of that. I think the flat fee model,
because I mean the goal is that it's between the individuals, obviously.
right.
So this is more of just a platform, straightforward service fee. It's not like a bookie fee that would be taken to kick back or any of that stuff. Yeah. So I mean, I guess for me, like when you see Rock and Roll integrating something that you guys have developed in this regard, what are you most looking forward to, maybe with some of the clients you already have or some clients that are in the pipeline, to be able to integrate something like a peer-to-peer platform that you guys can uniquely develop for them moving down the line as well?
I think what I would like to see for this is we're breaking 1,000 bets after the release quite quick. We see people being, yeah, this is a great idea. Here's a list of features we think are absolutely great, right? And we just keep adding the stuff people want while keeping it P2P, allowing people around the globe to use this, right? Because P2P betting is legal in most of the states and most of the countries around the globe. We want to develop something that gives people something fun to do, right? Especially the aspect. I mean, I can imagine the next people having their Twitter wars now backed up by bets. That would be funny to see. I would love to see that. Right now, there are only 2 currencies in, which is XRP because it's used for paying the bet creation, and then CSC because obviously it's coded by an entity who is into CSC. If other tokens are keen to get their stuff on, promote this to their community, just hit us up. We can have a conversation about get other tokens added. One of the steps further down the line, like saying making this a browser application, hook wallet connect up to this, right? Also a step. We had these conversations on our Discord today and be like, why don't you limit it to CSC? That's actually pretty easy because I want as many people to use my products. If I say, well, we're just doing it for CSC, I'm alienating myself.
Yeah.
So, but I give a tool, if you give something a great tool, which does something, and then people might be like, hey, this is actually super fun. Let me see what those people have done as well. It's like, you're tasting a food from a specific brand, and then you walk through the store and you see, hey, this brand has other products as well. Let me try those. Right? Maybe this is good as well. That's the idea. I want to get away a bit from limiting ourselves to a specific token or a specific ecosystem, right? It does make sense. So we have to be chain agnostic. We have to be currency agnostic. That's the way forward. Our focus will always be CSC, right? That's why CSC is the first token in there. That's obvious, right? But if you're running a business, you need to figure out a way to make revenue, right? So, and let's be honest, whenever we get someone into this app, they are exposed to our ecosystem, right? So up here where the rock and roller banner was displayed, we're gonna make this a advertising area like we have a non-fungible. So of course there will be Cs, right?
Yeah.
The terms and conditions, and there will be a powered by casino, blah blah blah, the usual stuff. So if I get 1,000 people in and 100 look at CSC, and 10 people come into the CSC community, that's 10 people more, right? That's what we're trying to do, expanding our own community, expanding the ecosystem.
Yeah, and I think you guys have a really great mindset as far as bringing in as many kind of platform assets or coding for your partners or clients in a way that could bring in as many platform assets as possible as well. Because really at the end of, you mentioned it before, it's kind of a numbers game, right? The more people that come on and use platforms like this or products like this, kind of gives that natural resonance where if you can consider, like, let's, if there's 1,000 people that come in and we get a 2 to 4% turnover from those 1,000 people,
yeah.
How do we scale that out, to 10,000 people, 100,000 people, and kind of like really make this something where we can bring people into what Casino Coin is facilitating. So I love it. I think that you guys, I think it's a way for the XRP community to actually use their XRP, to use Casino Coin. Certainly, obviously, not going to recommend anybody gambling, but it's a way to get out into the space and actually start using these assets in a fun way, leveraging the social community as well, which you bring up as a really interesting point. There's a lot of interesting echo chambers on Twitter and on TikTok and things like that. And it's like, I like the idea of allowing people to put their money where their mouth is. And if they don't, then, what do they really believe what they're saying? Or are they just saying it for other reasons,
Yeah.
So I really appreciate, Daniel, you taking the time out today. And I know Jack is in recovery mode right now. So we'll have to meet with Jack at some point soon as well. Congratulations on the facilitation of the peer-to-peer platform. I know that it's coming out extremely soon as well. I'm looking forward to the launch and certainly excited to support that as well. And yeah, I mean, just really appreciate the time today. And I'm sure this won't be the last time we're talking. And thank you so much for sharing it with me. So, and the rest of the community. So
yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Daniel.